Yeah, I remember.
It's time for something good. Let's get to it.
Yeah, I remember hearing about you and the young people, you guys in Sacramento. I was like blown away by that. So, okay, how did you all discover your gifts?
I don't know if it was discovered so much. I think it was surrendering to like the call that would or the call that was put out, if that makes any sense.
Hmm.
Right, like I'm not doing what I majored in at all. My major is in psychology and sociology.
Uh,
So to a certain extent, I definitely use those skills, and my care for people's well-being and society's well-being underpins what I do. But I think that a need was put before me that I needed to save someone that I loved, which turned into I love my people. So why don't we just extend this to everyone that we love?
So yeah, when I was working in Luther, I didn't like the experience. It was, I went to HBCU. I went to Morgan State University in Baltimore. So spending 7 years in a majority black city at a historically black institution. When I got to Northrop Grumman, it was definitely a culture shock for me. But not just about the people who were there. I was one of five black folks who were at that particular facility, or at least in my section. But it was also the way that they worked and the stifling feeling that was kind of pasted upon me. And so it just wasn't a really good experience for me. So I remember coming home one day, and I have been texting Nicole all day that day. And when I got home, she had music playing in the house, and she asked me. She was like, I have a question. I said, what's up? She said, what do you believe your essence is? What do you believe is your inner essence? And I said, well, what do you mean by that? She's like, when you wake up in the morning and the things that are on your heart and the things you really want to do that move you, because what you're doing right now clearly is not that. So like, what is your inner essence? And it took me a couple weeks to kind of sit down and think about that. And the answer to that question was helping people become the best version of themselves as possible. And the reason why it is, I'm a preacher's kid, but at the same time, I went to school for engineering. And one of the things they told us there was that once you become an engineer, engineers can do anything, because the mindset that you're taught is how to solve problems. And so everybody has an issue and has something that they're dealing with. And so my thought was, well, how can I help people reverse engineer what got them there to help them be able to move beyond where they are? And I'm a solid number two. Like, I'm not out here trying to be a number one. Like, I am really good at being the one that's sitting back, listening to what's going on and helping to synthesize that number one into being a better version of themselves as possible. And so once I understood that about myself, I began to lean into it and really try to find ways for me to do that. My first foray in that was helping Nicole write this proposal that ended up actually turning into everything that we have today. And once that was my first example, I knew, like, oh shit, like I'm sorry, all stuff like this. This is exactly what I feel like I should and could be doing, and I've been able to have an ability to exercise that through not only my work here at SJLI, but through other opportunities in my life. I started a consulting group with some peers of mine called Raise the Standard Consulting Group. And that's really what we do. I take the time to work with small businesses or work with individuals and helping them elevate themselves out of whatever they feel like are miring them to elevate them to the next level.
So why is this work important?
So I've heard Michelle Obama say, and I'm of the same mindset. I thought these things. That's one of the main reasons I got into it. But she said in an interview she did really early on in Obama's presidency that it would be a shame if our people squandered away our greatness because we're unhealthy, because we aren't eating and nourishing ourselves properly. It would be a shame if our ancestors fought for the rights that we have and we can't realize them or actualize them because we're all dealing with diabetes and high blood pressure and things like that. And I look around my community and everybody I know knows somebody or is affected in some way by diet-related disease. And then I look around my community some more and I can see the reasons why. I can see them clear as day, the bright neon signs, the urban blight, the broken sidewalks that make it so that we're in these situations. So this work is important to me because we have such a beautiful history and we have so much more to do, right? You said that personally about yourself. You had so much more that you wanted to live. As a people, we have so much more to do, and I cannot sit back and watch us waste it because we can't eat right. So it's more than food, it's political, it's educational, and all those things are tied up into it. But again, I feel like if you have a space where you can learn to think critically about what you're putting in your body and how you're getting that food, you can open yourself up to think critically about and do so much more.
Yeah, man. And everything she said, everything she said, because when we're doing that with and for each other, we're helping people get out of survival mode, right? Because in most cases in our community, people are just trying to survive. They're trying to get by. We've learned through our conversations around food that a lot of times people can't even think about going to the grocery store and buying healthy food because they spend in 50, 60, 70% of their household income just on keeping a roof over their head, right? So then when you start talking about health in the built environment, it's not even just about the things that are doing around personal choice, but it's actually transforming how we operate in the built environment in order to make sure that the social conditions that impact their health are actually more conducive to their healthy lifestyle, right? And so when you're able to do that, and when you can help people get out of that survival mode and into a thriving space in their life, that's when they garner the capacity to help other people and be able to provide the inputs into the community to create thriving communities. And so that's the work that we're doing. That's the work that's important to empower people through education and give them the knowledge of self and understand the things that they can do so that we can all thrive together and then be able to create these thriving communities in which we want to live.
But okay, so the last question, I want each one of you to take the time. My wife used to always, when she wasn't feeling up to par or she just needed some encouragement. No matter how I felt, no matter where I was, I could have been on the bottom of the day, just had the worst day of my life. And she'd always say, "Can you tell me something good?" And so I want to, each one of you get a chance to talk about it. I want you to tell us something good.
Yeah. Tell you something good. Whew. There's so many good things to say. You know what I mean? But I will say, life is for the living. And you woke up this morning with your eyes wide open, a deep breath in your lungs, and you're here to live. So let's find out how we win the day today. And it ain't about tomorrow sometimes. Sometimes it's just about winning today, right? And you already won because you woke up. So let's just put the icing on the top of the cake. You feel me? Let's just have a great day today.
God, what? Bringing tears to my eyes. All right.
For me, the phone calls that kept interrupting this interview, that little person who's calling just turned 6 on Sunday. So that signifies, that there's a future, beautiful future for us of these babies that are learning and watching the world in its state right now, and hopefully that have people around them that are putting that into perspective and setting examples for them. So that's always good to me, thinking about, the young kids and people that are growing up and the legacies that we leave for them and what they're going to do for the world.
How can anyone, or things that you guys need or participate, how can someone either donate or participate, or what is it that you need from the public to help to pour into SJLI?
Well, you can find us at SJLI.org. That way you can just check out what we do, the org, you can donate just generally there. One of the things that I'm specifically working on right now is our community garden. We've been able to reopen after the park was closed for COVID. So I need compost, I need stuff like that. So if you want information about that, you can, I guess, reach out to me on Instagram. That's probably the easiest way to get directly to me, to be honest. I'm at the.hoodfairy, and I post about the garden all the time, and I'm out there every Tuesday. So that's what I'm specifically working on, and that's where I could use the most help right now.
Okay, so you're saying that you can use more help with just getting this garden, really compost and supplies and things like that you need. That people can donate money for that, or they can donate. Now, could they call SJLI directly through the phone number on the website? And then I think it's info@sjli.org. But to really want, for people who really want to reach specifically you said your address on Instagram was
the.hoodfairy.
Yeah.
Hood Fairy?
That's right.
Wow, that's kind of cool. the dot Hood Fairy. And that's dot with a period and not a DOT, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
That's amazing. No, that's it. She's spot on. Like, yeah, we out here. Come through, though. Come through. There's so much to do out here, and we want to have people be able to be involved, learn the mindset as well as the process, so you can bring other things back to your own community with the ideas that you have to.
I thank you. I truly thank you, and I know we'll be doing something again together. I'm never going to let you guys out of my sight until I can do my part in helping SJLI get even bigger and better. So I thank you guys so very much. I appreciate it, and you guys have a great rest of the day, and keep doing what you're doing, please.
Sure.
What you're doing.
You as well.
All right. Thank you guys so very much. Y'all have a great one, and take care.
Thank Derek and Nicole Steele for joining us from Social Justice Learning Institute out of Inglewood, California. I hope that something was said to inspire you to do something more, even if it's just in your life, to do the right thing, to eat healthier, to shop better, to do better. Maybe you can do something for someone else to help them. Help this organization. Reach out to this organization at sjli.org and reach out to them, give them donations, help them out. Volunteer. They have food banks going on in Compton and Inglewood that they, in the South Central LA area, that they are participating in. Get out, volunteer. Reach out to this organization. The numbers are on the bottom of the screen. The information's there. Reach out to them. Also with your money, you see that they have a community garden that they need compost, they need donations, they need things of the caliber. So look at us, churches. We talked about eating healthy and doing the right things and want to help out the community. Here's one of those things. We can reach out. We can bring life. Breathe life into people. And it's not in this time of darkness, we need to bring life into each other. It's a change for us. It's time for us to change. It's time for us to get things right. So always remember, no matter how many bad things you've done, there's always time to do something good.